The story is, and like I mentioned before, when I told my friend that I'm speaking about this, of Shlomo Farhi, we were driving in the city. We were on Lexington Avenue and 63rd. Do they meet? Anyway, we were there, I think. I don't know the city for the life of me. I don't know it. And what happens, they go out and they're sitting there. We're sitting there and he tells me, yeah. I'm like, do you know any stories that could help me about this idea? He's like, no. He's looking at his phone. He's like, I don't know any stories. Except for this one. This is the most incredible story. He said like this. This is phenomenal. And he said, but I can't tell you the story. I said, why not? He said, you can't tell it. I said, why can't I tell it? He said, because people might know who it is. So you can't tell it. I said, come on, it's a good story. Let me tell it. I said, at least tell me. So he tells me the story. I said, that's a great story. He says, but you can't tell it. I said, why? He said, the person might be upset. I said, call the person. So he called the person. Right there. This is 2 hours ago. And he calls the person. He says, I am sitting next to Gavriel Friedman. Do you know who that is? No one knows me as Gavriel Friedman. That's like my Clark Kent. And he says, who, Rav Gav? He's like, yeah. He goes, he's speaking and he has a story. Can he tell your story? He said, sure, why not? I'm like, great. Here's the story. I'm not going to say the name. I don't feel comfortable. And I forgot the name. Here's the story. There was a couple, and this couple couldn't have children. And year after year, they're davening and davening and davening. It's not happening. But they want to have children. And Chazal even say that if there's another way of having children, if you can't have children, call them a gadol. Anyone who goes ahead and raises a child, kilu nodel, it's as if you gave birth to them. And there's a whole discussion in the Rishonim. What does that even mean? How far does it go? Etc. But fine. So they decide they're going to adopt. So they adopt a baby. And after they adopt one baby, they said, you know what? Let's adopt another one. They adopt a second baby. And after a few years, they adopt a third baby. And then one day they get a phone call from the organization that they were adopting babies from and said, listen, we have never done this before, but we really need some help. And if we didn't know you and we didn't know where you were going, we wouldn't do this, but maybe you could take another child. They say, well, what do you mean? Why? He said, because this child is connected to the previous children. And it'll be very good. It's a sibling of the children, and it'll be very good if you could take this one also. And they're like, okay. They think about it, and they say, you know what? Fine, we'll do it. We'll do it. We'll go out of our way. It's not our own child, but they'll be our own child, and we'll do it. We'll give. It's worth it. When he went to discuss this with his wife, though, I guess he made the decision on his own, or maybe they both made it. His wife then said a few days later, I'm just a little bit nervous. We're not going to have room. So he goes, what do you mean we're not going to have room? We have room in the house, and we have the 3-bedroom. We have another bedroom we just made recently. It's no problem. We'll give room. And he goes, no, you don't understand. I just came from the doctor. I'm expecting. Okay, so we'll make room. You know, what's one more baby? I mean, that's amazing, incredible. She goes, triplets. Yeah, you're right, we don't have room. I don't know what we're going to do, but we'll make it happen, you know? Should we not take the baby? No, we have to take it. We can't not take the baby. The baby needs to be taken. 3 other siblings. How can we separate them? We're going to take the baby. So they had now 4 adopted children and triplets. Okay, so then you'll ask, well, hold on one second. That's not equal, right? Because it's triplets and then 3, but there was a 4th one. Tomorrow night, this couple is making a chasana for the 4th biological child that they had the years after. They went ahead and they said, chesed, we have to help, we have to do. The Ribbono Shel Olam says, you're not having children. I'm sorry. That's the emes. Chesed. You've just changed the emes. You changed the emes in a way that now, okay, I'm going to give you, Mida, can I give me the 3? We'll give you 3. 4, we'll give you a 4th. The chasana is tomorrow night.